Hi, ladies. I'm Orchid, love coach and host of the Attract the Extraordinary Love of Your Life series, where we're learning how to become incredibly attractive to high quality, commitment ready men, date smartly, and create amazing, lasting love. And today I have the wonderful honor of speaking with Caroline Andrews. She loves spending her life teaching and coaching women to be fully empowered, take full ownership of their lives, create amazing relationships with themselves and others, and use pleasure to power all aspects of who they are and who they want to be with her signature programs. Welcome, Caroline.
Thank you, Orchid. I'm really excited to be here today.
It is definitely a beautiful gift to have you on our summit. And I'd love for you to share with our audience what inspired you to do the work you're doing.
Well, it always probably goes back to my own personal story and my experience from having two failed marriages, a lot of codependency, and looking outside myself to fulfill myself versus going inside and knowing I'm all that I really need and loving myself. So having gone through a pretty painful, so to speak, past, I looked at what can I do moving forward to not recreate the same drama that I was experiencing. So through many years of healing myself, I then decided, hey, this is great information and tools. I want to help other women so they don't have to go through as painful as a process as I did. So through spiritual enlightenment and all the aspects of yoga and breath work and really understanding what personal growth is all about, that's the path I took, and that's how I take my women and men through that same journey of healing themselves. A lot of inner child work has been profound for me.
Mm-hmm. And can you just define for us what is healing? Healing what?
Yeah. So for me, healing means the three areas of mind, body, and soul. We can't heal one without the other. You know, we're part of that, all of the three, try, what I like to say. And what I'm trying to think of most, what really helped me most was healing the inner child part of identifying what wounds I came into this world carrying and what was played out in my family of origin, and how crucial that is to understand what is my wounds and how do I heal in relationship. Because, we're wounded in relationship and we're healed in relationship. And that's what I teach people, because a lot of people, unconsciously don't know those key wounds, which that's why they keep playing them out over and over again. It's an unconscious pattern that we play.
Share with us how the wounds can be healed in a relationship.
Yeah, so the wounds can be healed by first, becoming aware of them. So I take them through a process of going back to the family of origin, which can be a little painful, but it's so necessary. And then what I teach them is when they come into these conscious, relationships with their partner, how they communicate what they need, being fully present, being grounded in that space with them and asking for what they need. So I do a lot of mirroring, which is literally like repeating what your partner is saying so that they really feel heard. Because that was my biggest wound. I never felt like anyone heard me. And when you literally look, in the eyes of your beloved and give them that conscious attention, the healing starts to happen. And literally there's reprogramming occurring through the subconscious mind. So that little child starts to heal when you're having that, conscious relationship, that communication. And then after we do mirroring, we of course empathize, gosh, I can see how that would feel to you. And then we validate, and those three steps, which I didn't make that up, that's been taught a long time ago, is so crucial for couples as they learn how to become more conscious. Yeah.
Yes, yes. My mate and I have learned that process as well. And oh God, yes, I completely agree.
Yeah.
Um, so how do you become that woman that attracts that kind of man that's going to do that kind of work?
No kidding.
That's
Well,
key, right?
it is. And I think this is where you and I both know the journey of self-healing and self-love. So I personally, had to figure out when I was acting out in all the different ways, how do I love myself? I mean, literally, I teach classes. How do you love and accept yourself? Well, the first thing we do is we stop criticizing ourselves, and listening to the programming in our mind that is so negative. So again, you have awareness of your wounding. You stop playing the negative tapes, and you literally, I make those positive affirmations be everywhere. I am worthy. I am lovable. I am enough. Just that's your mantra. When the negative tapes start playing, you start building yourself up. I believe you have to do self-care rituals. I believe a woman needs to create beauty in her environment, buy herself flowers, learn how to be her best friend, take herself out to dinner or whatever it is she loves, and fall in love with yourself. Because who is going to love you if you don't love yourself first? Right? I mean, it's all energy, it's all vibration, and that's a process. That to me, that doesn't happen overnight. It slowly starts to happen, and whatever it is that the inner child loves to do it. Did she love to paint? Did she love to write? Did she love to dance? Did whatever she loves, that always has to be part of their life. I'm a big thing about passion and about um, my gosh, I'm trying to think of the word, about passion and purpose and pleasure on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm. And
Yes.
a lot of people are really missing that passion and
Mm-hmm.
pleasure and purpose for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, how does connecting to those things and finding those things and creating those things for yourself, how does that attract a better partner?
Right. So think about if everything is energy, and that's my belief, and everything is a vibration. If you are loving yourself and having fun, and experiencing pleasure, that's what you're going to attract. And if that's, what most women want, I think they want a conscious, sensitive, yet masculine man that has a great sense of humor, and he's willing to do the work, right? So he's willing to look at his shit. That's my big thing about being in a conscious relationship. And typically, you feel safe with sharing your needs with them. So it all starts, I'm going to always go back to you, whether it's a man or a woman, loving yourself, raising your vibration, healing the wounds, and of course that's a process. That's what you're going to attract. So when these women, when I have them make a list of what is your ideal relationship and what's everything you want to experience, I go, okay, you need to be that. Don't try to attract something that you're not. That
Mhm.
doesn't work, right? So we go through that list and we say, okay, how can you become this? What can you do on a daily basis to bring in that man that will fully worship you, cherish you, adore you, which is what I think women should experience, and men too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
That's
it's really fun to start creating that for themselves and get out of their story and their victimhood.
yeah,
That does no good, right?
right.
Yeah.
And it's so, I think you would agree with me when, you can use dating as a way to gauge,
Yeah.
right? How worthy you've become or how strong and your boundaries and everything that is like, I feel is the most challenging things to develop personally. You can experience engage through dating
Yes,
and partnership.
absolutely.
Yeah. So, what do you feel is like the number one mistake that women tend to make?
As far as dating goes, or just trying to pick,
Sorry, yes, as far as dating goes.
right. The number one mistake is, well, a lot of them don't believe that there's good men out there.
Oh yeah.
Especially when you get to be, 50s, 40s, 50s, oh, they're all taken. And, that limiting belief system, we have to bash all of those, or I'm too fat, I'm too old, all the BS, breaking them of that and really helping them see that they are worthy of, the most amazing love and that it does exist. So just
Yeah.
breaking them of those old beliefs. And, the older you get, the more set you can get in your ways and your beliefs. And I continually to tell them, like, I honestly, at my age, I had no idea that the love I'm experiencing now even existed. And I've been married twice. I mean, I've been blown away, and all my old belief patterns were shattered when I really, really was willing to open my heart and do the work. So just getting rid of those.
Woo!
I know, right?
Yes.
I'm like, yeah.
It's incredible, like when you every time I've been able to smash limiting beliefs, it's like, whoa, they're all along, and I was just wearing the wrong glasses.
I know.
Yeah, it's really, really real. It's true.
That's true.
It's true. And so when did you meet your partner?
We met 2.5 years ago.
Wow, see? And how old are you again?
Oh, do I have to tell online?
You don't have to.
56.
Okay.
Yeah,
And it's incredible, right?
it
And
is.
so, yeah, it can happen at any age.
Okay.
As long
Yeah.
as you don't, as you're willing to be open to it
Mm-hmm.
and believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
I love that. Now, what do you feel is what are the most important things to really starting off right in a relationship?
Okay, so my big thing is, first of all, being in what I call a conscious relationship, which I know that word is used a lot. But in a conscious relationship, I believe both people are willing, number one, to be really honest with themselves and their partner, and number two, vulnerable. And that's a really scary word, right, for a lot of women and men, because when we're vulnerable, we're willing to be hurt. We're actually opening our heart to possible rejection or abandonment, which is usually most people's wounds. So, and that was scary as heck for me, okay, to be vulnerable with this person that I'd never had that experience before. Really scary, but the rewards are just phenomenal. Because when you think about it, if you can't be real and authentic with this partner or this new person, what are you doing in a relationship? I mean, you're fooling yourself if you're living on some, a sense of dishonesty and not being your true authentic self. And at this point in my life, and maybe age does have to do helps with that. I was like, I don't want to play games. I don't want to try to be something I'm not. I told him like my whole story. And I said, you know what? If you want to get up and leave, that's fine. I don't, like at some point you don't care anymore. You just want to be accepted for you in all of
Yes.
your light and all of your darkness, right?
Yes.
So to
I
me,
love that. Yeah.
yeah. And a conscious couple, they're willing to own their shit and they're willing to do the work to heal themselves. So personal development is number one for both people, even over the relationship.
Yes.
They're right. It has to be that. That's my thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And a relationship is a place to practice love.
Yeah.
We're human. We're never going to get it perfect, but we're willing to practice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced growing so much, so fast in a relationship that you're just like, you were here with your partner and then all of a sudden it was like, and then it's
Yes.
like, whoa, oh no, well, oh my God, now I have to deal with the fact that there's this gap, right?
Yeah.
And it was really cool and safe and great. And now I have to consider, are we going to grow together or apart?
You're absolutely right. And that just happened with me and my partner, and we split up for 2 months. And talk about painful. But during that breakup, we had huge growth individually. And it was required in order for us to come back together at a higher, because I'm on like a fast track as far as spiritual and personal.
Yeah.
Who's ever in my, relationship, they're going to be on it too, or it's not going to work. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was huge. And he made huge changes. And so did I. But
How did you do
we
it?
didn't know if we were going to come back. Right.
Huh?
We
What
didn't
was
know if we were going to I didn't know at the time that we were going to
that?
get back together. But wow, what a blessing.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So how did you, I mean, it's scary when it gets scary,
Oh,
right? When that happens and you have to be authentic about what's going on, that you're going so fast. And how did you, what was the thing that you held high to be able to have that courage to stay strong and authentic?
it was painful. And when I think about it, I cried every day. And my self-care practice was impeccable because I knew I had to love myself even deeper through the grief, right? I mean, I thought, I didn't know if we were going to get back together. And all I can say is that connection with source, with whatever people, higher self, was really, really strengthened. And it made me stronger, because when you really think about it, you know, we're gonna die alone. I mean, it really is all about you and your connection to your higher self or spirit or source. Then you bring in a partner, right? So it just really strengthened my own practice, and I had to walk my talk and feel the grief, which was unbearable at times. And I recognized that I was feeling grief from every relationship that I had ended, not just from this one. So it brought up all of the pain and grief, right, from my whole lifetime. Heavy stuff. But I knew I had to experience that so that I could help other people go through it, right?
Yes. And that grief is what usually scares people. They're like, nope, not going through that.
I know. And
And
to,
I mean, it's understandable, but then you're just gonna live in a mediocre, miserable
yeah.
space, which isn't. Yeah, you just gotta go for it.
You got to really feel it, which is what we don't want, which is what we're taught culturally not to feel. Our emotions, our feelings, they're unacceptable. And that's part of being human. Yeah, there was times where I thought I could die from the pain, that
Wow,
my body wanted to crumble. And I was like, no, keep feeling it, keep feeling it, keep feeling it. You got to feel it to heal it.
love it.
Yeah.
Wow, so incredible. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes,
Woo! But now you're back together.
we're back together and it's better than ever.
Wow,
Yeah,
that is so amazing.
I know. Thanks.
Oh, wow. So, what else do you have to share with the single ladies out there who really want to attract extraordinary love and the right partner?
Yeah, well, I tell ladies it's so important that they really embrace pleasure. That's been my greatest understanding. We as women, being so conditioned to be in a masculine world, so that, the patriarchal, competing and doing things that aren't our natural state of divine feminine, which is allowing and flowing and receiving. So really teaching women how to tap into pleasure in all areas of their life, not just their five senses, you know, their, what they love, what hobbies they have, what they're doing as their life purpose, the relationships, all of those things will help them create and attract that which continues to bring them pleasure. So I'm really big on pleasure on a daily basis, so I believe, helping them just do little things, even just appreciating beauty, little baby steps that continue to stay in that vibration of pleasure, because that is the beauty of being a woman. We are pleasure women, are a sex by nature, right? So I just helping women tap back into that pleasure. That's when they experience the joy and the bliss is what they're looking for with themselves and then in their relationships, right?
Hmm.
Really big on pleasure.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Carol. What is your free gift to us?
Yeah. So speaking of pleasure, My free gift is I ask women to go take this survey to see where are they on the pleasure factor. So there's a website I have called Your Pleasure Factor. Go to that site and take the survey, and it'll send you your test results so you can see where can I improve, or maybe you're doing amazingly great and you get kudos for being in your pleasure so much. So it's just helping women tap into where they are on the pleasure scale.
Awesome. Great feedback to definitely have.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. So please click on the link below this video and take that quiz. Really find out if you're on that vibration, that pleasure, vibration where you are feeling worthy of allowing pleasure into your life so that you can attract this amazing man. Thank you so much, Caroline.
You're so welcome. I really enjoyed it, Orchid, and thank you for doing the work you're doing.
Thank you as well.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.